Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
And I'm Chris.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. This episode is brought to you by Stringjoy. Go check out Stringjoy. You can go stringjoy.com. You can go look at their Facebook page if you want to look at some nice pictures. Scott, the owner, does videos and tells you other things. If you haven't heard us talk about them, then you need to stop listening to only the odd episodes. I think that's the only way that people would never have heard us talk about them.
I'd say that's a very fair assessment.
Yeah. So if you've got something against even episodes, well, I'm sorry. But check out Stringjoy. They've got awesome products. They've got great strings. You can do different gauges, anything you can think of. I wonder if I could get them for telephone wire. Be I need some telephone wire. Maybe they can get that going.
You can always try.
Yeah, dear Scott, I need some telephone wire. Why? I don't know. I just do. All right, so Chris, you got anything new in your gear life this week?
I have a Strat body coming from Paul Pennington.
Oh yeah, what color is that? It's kind of a teal, isn't it?
Trying to remember what Warmoth called it. I don't think it was Seafoam because it's a darker shade from Seafoam.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm making a guitar company, and I'm going to name all my colors just every type of green is just gonna be green.
You want green number 1 or green number 2?
No, not even that. It's just green. I'm not even. What color is that? It's green. No. But it's kind of like a sea. It's green. Just start yelling at customers. It's green. You see someone loses their mind at Summer NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
That would be amazing.
But I think that's it. I've been watching a neck on eBay. But
is it not where you can make an offer?
Is it? No, it is not. It's bid only. Started off at 99 cents. Is now sitting at $41 with 7 whole days to go. So I'm probably not going to get it because I am on a budget for this.
Yeah, but Strat necks are those things too. Because you're in Memphis, so you might see them pop up on Craigslist every once in a while.
Yeah, I probably ought to just put a feeler out. But the guy that I actually probably just need to touch base with the guy that put my bass together and got the neck for that because I kind of want to get another block inlay neck with binding for this.
Yeah, block inlays, but it's a Strat, so Strats can have dots. I'm okay with dots on Strats.
Yeah, I'm also tempted to refinish the body when I get it because I have a whole bunch of that blue glitter left over.
Oh dang, I forgot. I know what I forgot to put on the what's new, or not the what's new, the gear news. Hold on, I gotta do something really quick. I've gotta work.
Well, you do that. I think that was it. I checked on an update for my Dookie pedal because I'm kind of really waiting on it, and apparently it got pushed back from June to beginning of July. Now it's July 21st for when it's supposed to ship.
Gotcha. Where's this? Oh, I think, never mind. I know what it was. But we can slip that in too. All right. So what's new for me? I got a Whammy 5. Well, I don't have it yet. Will Hugh from the Just Surprise Me podcast, who is one of our Patreon supporters, which you can too. You can be one of them. He's Whammy 5 for, I forgot how much he said it was originally. It was $80 or something. Which is actually a really good deal. He ended up getting it for $76 after tax. He even talked him down for me. I was like, dude, if you pick that up, I will give you the money. I've actually gotten really bad about that. If there's a good deal and one of my friends is nearby, I'm like, if you pick it up, I'll give you the money. And people have actually been nice enough to do that for me. So thank you to all my friends. I got a buddy up in he's up in Allentown, PA right now. There's a Dan Electro Sitar Swami, which is part of the series that I collect for Dan Electro. I don't have that pedal yet. It was kind of one of those weird pedals that no one really
Those
had.
are the weird shaped ones, right? The ones that are a little bigger than the food series.
Well, they're a lot bigger. Yeah, I just call them the big box series.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what they call them, but most of the time, I've seen a lot of people just refer to them as the big box. So yeah, that's one of those. The only one I'm missing, that one, and I'm missing the reverse delay, the talkback is what it's called.
Those are so expensive.
It's like $300. It's ridiculous. These actually run for about $175. He found one for $95.
Oh wow!
And I was like, dude, if you get that for me, I'll send you money. But that's pretty much what's going on in my gear life right now. Because Summer NAMM's around the corner, and I'm saving up for that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, we're 2 weeks away from that. A little over.
Just a little over 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks. Well, it'll be 2 weeks from the day this episode airs. Yeah. Okay. Oh, dude, we have to talk about that. We're gonna have to record an episode right before Summer NAMM.
That's fine.
Yeah. Cool beans. All right. So, in the gear news, we talked about it the last episode. It was right when it all came out, but a little bit more has unfolded. So the big thing online right now is Gibson. They put out their like little video with Mark Agnesi saying like, "We're coming for you, you little turds." And then during
Is that a direct quote?
that, it's not a direct quote, but I feel like I captured the sentiment fairly well.
Yes.
All right. If you can't see it, but I have my middle finger up. And and Chris, what did you say you were eating?
Pasta salad.
It is not quiet. All I hear is clink.
As long as you only hear the clinks, that's okay.
Chris is actually at a ceremony right now, and those are the champagne glasses clinking. We are actually pretty upscale. But a couple things that's transpired. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I feel like we can talk about Gibson until we're blue in the face. So Gibson actually had an appeal for the Flying V in the European Union court for their trademark over there, and it was actually rejected. So that's actually kind of a blow to what's going on with Gibson and this right now. I feel like the problem with the Gibson trademarks and all that, it was so long since they've enforced them.
Probably.
Like, that's the biggest issue. Some of them have been, I think some of them were filed pretty late too, after they'd made them. Like, they made them for years and years, and then finally Gibson trademarked it once people started making it. So there was this whole thing, and I haven't really studied it too much. I'm not a trademark lawyer, so I don't know those things. But the funny thing is I saw this today, and I told you this to tell you this. Gibson has shifted from confrontation to collaboration in their copycat thing going on. There's a Gibson put up on their website, you could put links to companies who are using Gibson designs, stuff like that, and it's absolutely ridiculous how far people have taken
excessive.
It's a little bit. It's like the people who are like, for $200 if you can snitch on your drug dealer. Like, no, stop. That's not how this works. But one of the big things is, I think the hardest part is, like, I understand where they're getting upset with like complete and total knockoffs. If you're using the Gibson name, like these, guitars coming from China, stuff like that, the Gibsons, like, get upset about that. That's fine.
Right.
But these other like Dean, really? You're going after Dean? Stop. They look like a child kicking and screaming.
Yeah, there's like, I know, like, I think they said it in the original video was the, causing confusion or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get confused between a Dean and a Gibson. There's so many differences.
Yeah. I mean, maybe to, like, a person who's never played guitar before, you could, like, be like, oh, yeah, those look the same. But they're not. There's differences. But apparently Gibson's now trying to sidestepped all the controversy, I guess. I feel like if they backpedaled any more, they'd be moonwalking. Like this is they're
getting a Michael Jackson signature sometime this year.
His what?
A Michael Jackson signature.
Yes. Let's do a Michael Jackson signature guitar. Could you imagine if you played guitar, you had that glove on? It'd just be like muted. That's an SNL.
Right?
That'd be an SNL skit for you. Michael Jackson acoustic. And poop, poop, poop. All right. Anywho, yeah. We're going to get off that really quick.
Sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar. But yeah, now they're trying to say that they just want to collaborate. I feel like they're that kid that like was like, oh yeah, all my guns shoot 1,000,000 power and yours only shoot 100 power and I kill you. I feel like they're that kid on the playground. Yeah. Like you do, and then you're like, no, I shot you. And no, you didn't. You didn't shoot me. Let's be on the same team.
Right.
Right. Let's see. Why do we only crave Chick-fil-A on Sundays?
That's striking a nerve with us.
Who?
With me. I don't know anybody ever that only craves it on Sundays.
Dude, I crave Chick-fil-A. Usually it's on Sunday.
I crave it every day. But I have
self-control. I'll be honest with you. I was able to stop at Chick-fil-A this morning for breakfast, and I didn't. I went to Bojangles.
I did.
But I went to Bojangles.
I gave in.
Sorry, Bojangles has the better breakfast. I'll say it. I don't care. Chick-fil-A's breakfast. Chick-fil-A's breakfast is great, and it's blessed by the Lord, and it's a great way to start your day. But Bojangles is better.
I've only had Bojangles once, so I will take your word on that.
Bojangles is the bomb. That's like my place. All right, anywho. So, Gibson, quit being a little punk. We'll see you in a couple weeks. All right, next, Nunabur, or New Neighbor, celebrates its 10-year anniversary with a limited edition Immerse Reverb Mark II, which is actually pretty cool.
Yep.
I do like it. It looks more... You know what? I'll be honest with you. New Neighbors, like the graphics on it have always been kind of weird to me because they use colors that just are not that common. Like they're bold. Right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the graphics are like, they're almost like screen print. Like where it's like a actual, like, it's like when you get a cake that has an actual picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. But this is pretty cool. It is pretty much, it's been a decade since they launched its wet reverb pedal. So that's a big thing. That was a really big seller for a long time. It's got the wet reverb's blue ripple design. It's got a 10-year anniversary marking. It looks pretty cool. I've never played a New Neighbor pedal. I've never owned one, but they sound really good. I've heard a lot of people love them. But yeah, that's pretty neat. Figure we'll move on. Just want to say happy birthday, New Neighbor. All right, so next we're moving on to a company. I feel like these look familiar. Have we talked about these before?
Which one is this? The guitars?
Grez guitars.
I don't think we have.
You want to know why?
You know, I thought when I pulled them up was they looked a lot like Postal guitars, which are made locally to me.
You know, they look like a Gibson. So I should probably go to that link and let Gibson know. It's like what?
Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah. These actually look really cool. So this is a California company. They've been making. Wait, I bet you we've talked about their other guitar. That's probably why they look familiar.
The
Mendocino. Actually, that was from 2017. That was last year. We might have talked about it. I think we might have talked about. We did. We talked about these because it had the baritone. I remember it looks like it looks like a Gretsch, and it has this.
Oh yes, I remember these now.
It has a really classy look. I like the colors. You've got kind of like a grayish blue. I don't know what color they're calling it. It's a satin nitro finish. And that'll be nice too, because that'll wear down pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
So it's got a light cream, a dark natural, or pearl metallic gray. Price is starting at $24.80. Well, that's a little steep, maybe.
Maybe.
It's a pretty basic construction, but it looks really nice. I'll give it that. They look really nice. So it's got a Tele bridge pickup, a mini humbucker in the neck, or a Firebird, not a mini humbucker, sorry, a Firebird pickup in the neck, because Jason Fuzzmonger will make sure that those are two different things.
I was actually just about to ask what the difference was. So
I don't know.
Take that back.
I'm still not sure, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Exactly.
But Jason will probably tell us. I'm waiting for like Wednesday morning. You just see.
Yeah, we'll find out when he listens to the episode.
Yeah, Jason's going to be like, I'm just going to wake up, notification, Jason Fuzzmonger posted in the effects loop. I'm like, yep, he's letting us know. I'd probably guess that the Firebird is not as hot as the mini humbucker.
That's probably true, because wasn't the Firebird originally like the answer to like the Jazzmaster and Jaguar?
I don't know about that, but I also think that the Firebird pickups are ceramic pickups or something like that, or they're Alnicos. The magnet they use is different as well, I believe.
Gotcha.
This episode is brought to you by Guessing. Let's see.
And the letter G.
The letter G for Guessing and Guitars and Gibson. I would say we could name the episode that, but we have to name it Execute Episode 66.
Okay. I will agree to that.
Write it down, Chris.
It's in the notes already.
If I wake up at Wednesday morning and I don't see Execute Episode 66, I'm quitting. I'm walking off the show.
Will he, if you want to jump in, we
Wait, what?
It's like, Will, if you want to jump in, we
Yeah. Hey, you're just bringing the geography of the hosts closer.
by like what, 2 hours?
Yeah, something like that. 2-3 hours. Well, it's technically 2 hours because you gain an hour going that way.
Oh.
Because you're time traveling. But coming back, it's like 4 hours because you lose an hour.
That must suck.
It sucks to suck. Oh, I put that in twice. Okay. 3 times?
I think I had to close it twice.
And there's my dogs. Hey, y'all shut up.
I'm just waiting for my cat to stand at the gate and just give a loud meow for everybody to hear, because she gets pissy sometimes.
Yeah. So also something happened over the past few weeks. Fender, or I believe it was released early, and a lot of people grabbed screenshots of it. Skaar Squire is putting out a Starcaster, or maybe it's Fender. I can't remember.
Fender. No, it's Squire. Squire's doing it.
It's a Squire, yeah. And these things look sick. The only thing that makes me upset is the color I want. It comes with active pickups, and I don't know if
You're wanting the green,
the blue
I
one.
think is what. Oh.
The one that looks almost Pelham blue style.
Oh yeah, that one.
Have
I
you?
kind of want the Sunburst.
The Sunburst looks really nice too, and it's weird because I'm not a big burst fan, even though I own 2 guitars that technically have bursts on them. I think on the bigger guitars, semi-hollow stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to stay away from Sunburst because it just makes it look bigger, I think.
True.
And I'm already a big guy. We got to learn how to do slimming things. Like you want to wear solid colors. You don't want to wear stripes, or you want to wear stripes that go down vertical, not horizontal. This is how to dress for fat kids.
Thought you were just gonna leave it general fashion. It's like, do you want to tell me how to tie a tie as well?
I can actually tie a tie. I just do a single Windsor knot though.
Why don't you get fancy with it and go for a triple?
Because I'm fat and I don't want it to look like I have a fat neck. So with a single Windsor, it's more slimming towards the neck. It takes the distraction off my multiple chins.
Why didn't you go into fashion if you know this much?
Well, no, it's not that I know this much. It's just that I've always been a big guy, so I know how to look less big.
Gotcha.
Or I try to look less big. Okay, well, now that we've gone that far down the rabbit hole of... You know what? You chunky guys, let's stick together on this one. Oh, this is the thing that you deleted on accident. Hold on. I have to bring... Look right above. I just put it in there. I'm gonna. I think you deleted a couple things. But also, you can now own a cloud guitar, the Prince cloud guitar, which is such a weird market. It's just really kind of crazy. But these are actually made by Schecter. But they're selling them on the Prince website. I guess this is for Prince's family to make some money. Mm-hmm. It's got an EMG.
Only 1700, 1750.
I don't know if it's worth. That's a weird. If you're gonna do such an odd guitar, and it's very, very, very limited market. I don't know if you'd want to do it at $1,750. That's that weird. Remember we talked about that weird price range with Chad Jennings?
Oh yeah.
From like $1,500 to $2,500.
But then again, is this really going towards the player, or is this also...
No, this is just his estate. Prince is dead.
No. What I'm saying is, this guitar made for an actual player, or is this mostly made for the diehard fans that want to get their hands on one?
This is made for the people. Okay, so look, this is made for the fans, like you said, that want the guitar. Now the thing is, if you're doing a tribute band, just get a fake one. I'll say it. I don't care. Like if you're doing a Prince tribute band,
yeah,
I'd go to AliExpress. Just get one. Number one, you're not stealing. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to tell you my logistics on that. Schecter didn't make this original guitar. The original guitar was made by like a luthier who just made like these guitars specifically for Prince. So now Schecter's taking over the design and is mass releasing it. Just buy the Chinese one. You're not taking money away from Prince. You're not taking money away from anyone crazy. Maybe the luthier who designed it's getting a kickback. But, I mean, Schecter didn't come up with the design. They didn't do anything besides start building the design for these people. And all it is it's going to Prince's estate. So... that's my stance on that. I wonder if you disagree with me, go to the group. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I mean, that's very fair.
Like, especially with the whole Gibson thing. Like, I understand Gibson's protecting its designs, but Gibson also... okay, well, I'm going to be a little controversial. Gibson didn't make those designs on a lot of these guitars. They were general being used in general by the community at one point or another. Maybe
there's how many hollow bodies are out there that look like a 335 or 325, all of those
333, 335, all those. Yeah.
Yep.
Even the Les Paul style, apparently there's been known a guitar that was not made by Orville Gibson or whoever, or Les Paul, that has the same style or the same design. So, whatever. But yeah, it's a cool guitar though. I liked it because Prince's guitars are so different.
Right.
And this is a really... I would play this like if I did a Prince song live.
You wouldn't just take it to church one day to play?
Oh no. He's riding on a cloud guitar. All right, so let's move on. So Chase Bliss Audio announced the mood pedal, and I don't think we talked about this. Nope. I think it might have happened like right after we released the last episode. So on this, this was made with Old Blood Noise Endeavors, Drolo Effects, and Chase Bliss Audio. It's got. I just noticed it doesn't say Chase Bliss on it. It's got the Chase Bliss logo.
Oh, you're right.
But it does not say Chase Bliss. It's made by all of them. So this is what they call a 2-channel granular micro looper and delay. And it scares me. There's so much going on with this stuff. Chase Bliss pedals are very intimidating, in my opinion.
Just a little bit.
There's so much going on.
Can change the sample rate.
Yeah, it's weird because they just kind of do this. I feel like I'd never use it to its full extent. I don't think
no.
I don't think anyone could use these pedals to their full extent. It's got all this crazy stuff in it. You can do like let's see, it's got it's got delay stuff where you can just do all this crazy looping and sounds, and oh my gosh, you go watch some videos on it. This is insane. Have you watched any videos on it yet?
I'm poking around this one. This is very interesting.
It kind of reminds me of, what is it, the count to 5 or whatever, or count to 9? Where does the weird sounds?
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember like what all it is and who makes it.
I feel like this would be a fun pedal to sit around and just spend hours doing stupid stuff with.
Oh, definitely.
All right. I think that's all of our new stuff that we were going to talk about this week.
I think so.
Sounds good. All right, so for this week's topic, let's I was riding in my truck, and Tennessee just passed a new hands-free law where you can't touch your phone pretty much while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
You can make like one swipe. That's the thing. It's one swipe where you can answer the phone call, but you can't put it up to your ear. It's got to be on a docking station. So I've already had a docking station and Bluetooth in my truck, but I've never really utilized it that much. Honestly, when I drive around in my truck, I usually don't have any music on or anything. I enjoy silence because I have 3 boys, and Simon and Garfunkel songs now make more sense. Do you get it?
I'm sure somebody will get that reference.
Sound of Silence? It's a Simon and Garfunkel. Find Disturbed?
No.
Auto-tuned voice? All right, but I was sitting around. I've been listening to a little bit more music because I've got my phone turned on. So I'm like, well, I've already paired it and everything. I might as well just go ahead and go for it. So one thing I've been doing is I've been really listening to the separate instruments in the recordings and listening to tones and sounds and all those fun things. And I figured it would be really cool and fun to talk about your favorite instrument, like your favorite recorded instrument, like your favorite bass is on this song, or like your ideal guitar sound is on this song and stuff like that. But probably also stuff that you hate. And I figured we could talk about that. So, let's see. So when you listen to a recording, what's like the instrument that you usually listen for? I'm guessing guitar, but like outside of guitar, what's the thing that you like kind of listen for?
I think the only other one I listen for is bass. Just because there's so much that can go on. I was listening to... I think I pulled up my YouTube playlist, and I don't remember what song it was I was listening to, but there's a lot more intricacy to whatever song it was than I like previously realized. It's like, okay, this is like it's not a lot as in like too much going on in the song. It's just a lot of it's not as simple as it might seem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I always enjoy that whenever you're listening to a song, and I was listening to it. It was today. It was this morning. I was listening to what's it called? Same Love by Macklemore. It was big a couple years back. It's got a really cool bass line in it, and it did this neat walking around, and I listen to bass. One of the weird instruments I'd always listen for. I listen to the snare sound a lot. Whenever I was learning how to play guitar, one of the things that I was I was in a youth band at church, and the worship leader of the like the adult worship team, he was setting everything up, and he kept the first thing that they were running through and setting up the live sound, and the first thing that they listened to was the snare. And he said that's the most important sound is the snare sound, because whenever you are mastering and mixing, one of the last things that you hear when you're rolling down the volume on your recording should be the snare. The snare should be one of the loudest instruments. And
Makes sense.
which was kind of weird. I've never really paid attention to it. So every once in a while I get bored and I'll listen to a song and I'll like slowly turn it down. And one of the last things you really hear is the snare. So it might not be the loudest, but it's the one that you want to cut through the mix pretty well.
Sure.
And so that was something that I've always kind of listened to the snare. But there's a lot of great stuff. One of my favorite bass sounds is probably Are You In by Incubus. Dirk Lance is a fantastic bass player, and it always just sounds wonderful. I love a good bass sound that like the low end isn't too
Boomy.
well. I like a nice thick sound on the low end, but you can like it doesn't. I don't like hearing the like click sound. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the way to put it. Like I don't like hearing the strings hitting on the low end, but I love it whenever they go up to the high end and it kind of gets there. But I have to say, like, pretty much a lot of Incubus songs have some of my favorite bass. The Warmth has excellent bass. I'm trying to think. Maybe this wasn't a great topic. Maybe we can just talk about more Gibson and complain. No, but what's your favorite like guitar recording ever? Like that's the ultimate record like tone.
That's a hard one. I feel like for dirt tones, I feel like what is it? Letter Bomb by Green Day. That's definitely a solid dirt tone. For clean, I'd have to go with you remember the old Kings of Leon song? Like what was their first hit?
You Somebody?
Yes.
That's a great like chunky rhythm sound.
Yes, and it's not too dirty, it's not too clean, very clear as well. I think something off of U2's new album kind of has that same feel on it. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
You know what's an instrument that's always tough for me to decide if I like it or not is always acoustic guitar, because when it comes to recording acoustic guitar, you've got two ways that it's done. Usually you've got the mic, the actual acoustic guitar playing, or you've got an acoustic electric and you run it through. Which, see, because I'm always weird. There's some songs, like what's the song? What's Going On? The I Said Hey,
right,
by 3 Non Blondes or 4 Non Blondes,
or He-Man if you only know the meme version.
Wait, what?
There's a He-Man version.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm upset that I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yes.
they I was listening to that song today too. I put on like one hit wonders, and that was on there, and I hate that acoustic tone. I don't usually care for whenever it's recorded, like they're sitting there playing it live. I think it really, because it takes a good player to play it like that and it sound decent and not have that like plucky sound where it feels like they're not choking up enough on the pick, and the pick's going too far in between the strings and the sound hole. And it's like just a bad sound. My favorite snare is from Saint Anger. That's a joke, by the way. Do you listen to Metallica at all?
Only when I'm in the mood, and I just go grab like Enter Sandman, and then I'm usually over it.
Wow. That's horrible. Enter Sandman's the song you go to?
Sometimes, usually, yeah. What was the one that was in Guitar Hero? I think it was Guitar Hero 3.
The Four Horsemen?
No.
Because that's my favorite Metallica song.
Goodness. I have to look this up real quick.
I have no idea. All right. I can't believe you don't listen to Metallica. I feel like everyone should listen to Metallica.
Oh, One. One is the only one that I will listen to.
Wow. Chris, that's disappointing. I feel like everyone should send Chris links to your favorite Metallica song and make him listen.
Yeah, I might listen to it and give him my review.
Dude, you got to listen to the Four Horsemen off of the Kill 'Em All album. That was fantastic.
Is this real music by real musicians?
Real music by real musicians. I don't even think they used real pedals back then.
Ooh. Touchy. Very touchy subject.
Yeah, we're bringing it back. Let's this year in review. Well, that was
like 2016.
Was it really that long? No, because we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. This episode is brought to you by Confusion. All right. Let's see. What is your favorite? Like, you listen to the song and you're like, this is like the epitome of recording. This sounds like the best.
Ooh.
I've got mine, and it's my favorite song of all time. Papa Was a Rollin Stone by the Temptations.
Interesting.
It has a nice bass. It's one of those basses that sound. I believe it sounds like it's played with a pick. I'm pretty sure it is. It might be a palm muted pick playing. And the guitar's got a nice wah sound. Got that like porno wah, the wah chicka wah chicka wah.
Right.
The trumpet sound in it. It's got full orchestra. The trumpet has like a crazy reverb, like delay. And thinking about when that song was made back in the 70s, it's like, that's fantastic.
That's a lot for a
yes.
track. Huh.
Yeah. That right there is probably what I consider one of the, like, that's what I would compare most recordings to, because it honestly just sounds so full.
Right.
And so warm. And I absolutely love it.
I don't know. This is the thing. Like, I'm always going back to U2. So, like, One. Yeah, One would probably be a very solid one. Like, everything is just very well mixed together. So when I'm doing my own mixing, that's typically what I try to shoot for, is something in that category. Doesn't always happen, but I can at least try.
Yeah. They did a lot of great sounding stuff. I mean, and Foo Fighters Back and Forth is another album that sounded absolutely fantastic. And that was, I think that has a lot to do with the producer on that. That's a Butch Vig thing, and Butch Vig makes amazing sounding records.
Mm-hmm.
He did Nevermind for Nirvana, That snare on the intro to Smells Like Teen Spirit, he's the one who got that captured. It's just that was because that was recorded in Sound City. Have you ever watched that documentary, Sound City?
No, I'm very tempted to now.
Dude, I have like 4 copies of it. I'll bring one to
Just bring one to NAMM. We'll put it on.
We'll put it on in the house.
Friday night.
We're like, everyone, we're sitting down, we're watching a documentary.
Get the popcorn and beer.
Yeah. I was just watching The West Wing, and I forgot that the Foo Fighters were in The West Wing. They played at one of the presidential, election parties. It was pretty. That's nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's 2 of my favorite things put together. Foo Fighters in The West Wing. Now if we can just get The Office to get tied in.
Yeah, with I don't know who'd. Okay, so if Metallica is to The West Wing, what band would be to The Office?
Wait, Metallica is The West Wing?
Not Foo Fighters.
Oh, I was like Metallica is total.
Hold up.
All right, Foo Fighters is The West Wing as Alanis Morissette is Alanis Morissette is to Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
Is to dang. Dave Matthews Band is to The Office.
I can see it.
Very white people.
Yes.
Awful Caucasian. The Office is a pretty white show.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. You're just like,
do we want to touch that subject?
We're not. Well, yeah, that's as far as we're going on that subject. But yeah, that was. Let's see. So Alanis Morissette is Parks and Recreation.
Okay, British Office.
British Office? Oh, Blur. They were big for a few minutes, but they're still big in England, but no one else cares. Because the British Office was only on for 1 season, wasn't it?
Ooh.
I think it was only 1 season, and then it stopped.
Survey says
maybe 2.
July 9th, 2001, December 27th, 2003, so at least maybe 3.
No. Why don't I need to teach you how to Google?
I did Google. Oh, nope, number of series 2 seasons.
2. Okay, 2 seasons. Yeah, the Blur.
Wow. That's crazy.
Let's see. Ooh. Who's Friends?
I would have almost put Dave Matthews with Friends.
Okay, all right. So let's move Dave Matthews to Friends. Now we got to get someone for The Office.
The Weird Al.
The Fray. No, I'm just.
So basically Dave Matthews, but with a piano.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. What band would be The Office? That's kind of crazy. All right, what about Malcolm in the Middle?
Ooh, I didn't really watch that show.
What? How did you not watch Malcolm in the Middle?
Because I was very sheltered as a child, and I'm sure that probably shows half the time. So, I didn't watch Simpsons ever. But, everybody I knew... Have you watched it now? No, I have not tried to get into it. I only watched Family Guy 2 years ago.
What?
Yep.
Oh, my. All right, next year we're going to just rent... We're going to do Summer NAMM, but we're not going to go to NAMM. We're just going to sit around and,
watch movies and TV shows all day.
I mean, you've got to watch this movie.
Yeah, see, I grew up on
feature films for family.
ER. those were the types of things I grew up on.
Oh, anything. So no cable, pretty much.
Basically.
You had the basic television. I was like that until about 6th grade or so.
Right.
And then right around 6th grade, I was like, I went nuts. I remember watching TGIF, thinking that was the coolest thing ever. Did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Yes, that I did watch.
Okay. All right.
I even watched like the reruns up until like through high school.
Oh, yeah, dude. I still watch some Boy Meets World.
Disney Channel was still good.
Yeah. Back before they started just getting absolutely ridiculous. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like we've gone down a nice, fun rabbit hole.
We're down many rabbit holes this episode.
The episodes of rabbit holes. All right, so thanks for joining us. Leave us a review on iTunes. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups.cfxloop. Follow us on Instagram @theeffectsloop. You can go to our YouTube. You can follow us there. If you listen to us on YouTube, leave us a comment so we know you're listening, because it's always nice to know. And then if you want us to talk about anything, or you want to just tell Chris a cool movie to watch, you can send an email to theeffectsloop@gmail.com. Oh yeah, thank you, our sponsors, Stringjoy. Go to stringjoy.com, buy some stuff. It's a lot of fun because they send it to you and it makes you feel really happy. All right, and then check out our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop, and you can give us money there. It's really awesome. It makes us happy, and that's about it, I think. Wait, what?
That's all she wrote.
Did you ever watch Murder, She Wrote?
Nope.
All right, well, we got to go, guys. I got to show them some Murder, She Wrote. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.